home for his squad.
Not just the op, right? The utility as well. When he's flashing out Cello through that smoke onto the B site, it was solid. That was just one example of many. Fallen literally leading the team in every corner right now. And look at, wow, those odds, those 1x bet odds, Mike.
They've swung. They've swung quite a bit. There might be some fans of this Imperial squad. Let's see though, Cynic. It's a nice clothesline shot, some damage onto the next. But no one's really in position to deal with this just yet. They're trying to rotate through. The double push-up connector might be critical, but boltz was holding that at the very least, and now the bomb plant will start to come in. So it's a double push bank, it's a double push con, and VINI, well, he's finding answers early. They've been held at bay. Now they're being sectioned out. boltz has to die, otherwise they'll never even get into this retake. George can't get it here, and it's all falling apart just on the bwills. He'll have the kit at the very least, but push back. He does not have a lot of time to spare. He's anticipating someone might have hunted around. But taking the space towards jump up, maybe adjust the fight. He'll find the first. No time to spare. These bullets have to land. The tap on to force the peek out. They confirm he's not on. So he'll take the fight straight to them. bwills. No incredible shooting here, but he just doesn't have the clock. Cello plays the patient game, holds him at bay, and secures it for Imperial.
Yeah, good effort there at the end by bwills to at least get a few frags for himself, but at the end of the day, it's able to be held on to by Imperial. The clock runs out on the bomb, and, well, they get the early lead here, 1-0 in their favor. Talking about their time on Overpass so far here on the road to Rio, they played it twice. Once against Isurus, a 16-2 drubbing, and then against Team 1 yesterday, winning 16-11. Over on the Nouns side, well, they've played it 5 times over the last 3 months. Only one win to speak of. That was in Challenger League, up against Strife. Very dominant victory, 16-4, but, I mean, I don't think that one really counts too much. Strife has been struggling as of late, so I'd say that Nouns are in for a very uphill battle here against Imperial.
A slog, one might say.
Oh, yeah.
And this round, they go for a little bit of trickery. Unfortunately for them, they may have chosen the wrong site. Apart from Jazzpimp here in the connector, all of the presence is in towards B, and, well, I guess Imperial could just circumvent this. They know there's a player con. Can Jazzpimp get anything out of this? He can. Oh, one and done is still one. And the aggression in towards construction, that's another. This is getting shaky. Imperial down in the numbers. Not a lot of information confirmed. Fur just takes a dink off of the spam coming through the panel. Uh-oh. Imperial have been put on notice in a big way. 45 seconds about to hit the clock, and this might slow them down. The bomb stuck at construction. 40 seconds to spare, and as Cynic starts to go searching, he'll find a gun, and he'll also find space. Oh, this is going to get weird. There's no way Imperial anticipate this wrap. An SMG in. If Fur gets caught, that drops the bomb. There it is. Bomb out of play. Last player red. Cello alone. 20 seconds.
Cello
rotating up is going to waste all of his time. He's even doing it slow.
Run it. He
has to sprint if he's going to do it, and he has no idea where Cxzi might be holding from. He could be around every possible corner. 10, 9. Even if Cxzi slows him down for 2 seconds, that could just be enough.
There's not even time to plant. It's over.
3, doesn't have the clock, has to get the kills, and that will expire. Insult to injury. Cello goes down after the timer runs out.
That is a big one to find on the Nouns side. Some great deagle work. George getting activated into the round, helping immensely. But honestly, towards the end, Imperial were in their own worst enemies. They just stalled out for way too long. Cello making an interesting decision. What a shot from Cynic, by the way, and also cycling around with the MAC-10. But they just couldn't make a decision, a choice to go to either bomb site. In my opinion, with 22 seconds left, Cello, you just got to go B. That's the closest site to you. Take the fight and try to win it. Instead, he doesn't even put himself in a position to win the round, as time pretty much had already expired to plant that bomb by the time he gets to A. So, Imperial forcing up here, hoping to get something going, but Cynic is going to get the bomb delivered at his feet. He probably is going to have to fall off, though, yeah, so bomb going to be recovered.
This is an interesting spot for Jazzpimp. Jazzpimp's wrapping around in towards party now. They are moving the bomb towards site. Fur's got a lot of ground. G2 could pull them off, but they do get the bomb plant out of it. So not a bad return for Imperial. Suddenly 3 quick kills. Advantage for the Brazilian squad, and they're going to sweep this away from nowhere.
Arms up in celebration. The yells coming out, and wow, I mean, look, a smile from Fallen there.
A smile from FNX. He's been steely-faced
yeah.
through this whole thing, but that one got him excited.
Look, I mean, Fer gets up there so quickly. They had no idea he was that close to bank, and he just swings and gets 2 upgrades to the AK, and that was it. A clean sweep from Imperial after Nouns just won their force buy and had a much stronger buy-up going into that. It was just a really quick play. And for a moment, it felt like, hey, okay, Nouns can build something up here. Imperial have just stolen that away from them. And, well, the force buy wars are still on here. Nouns do not want to give up just yet. Fer pushing out in towards party, having a peek, poking a prod.
That molly's
Anything's
good.
going on in the bathrooms. Yeah, that molly is very good. That will keep Nouns sectioned off here in connector, and now they're completely trapped. Oh man, they are just, whoa, I was gonna say fish in a barrel, but bwills hits a shot onto Cello and makes this a little more viable. Jasmine dropping fair. Hold on a moment. 4v3 and some upgrades on the ground here.
Apparently pistols are rifles. And rifles are pistols.
This is wild.
But that's a big kill for VINI. That's a big kill for VINI to restore some sanity. A bomb plant's going to go on. There's not even like a pistol player right behind them at any moment. This round actually looks like we expect Counter-Strike to look. And at this point, you may just want to save that rifle on Jazzbim.
Yeah.
2 sets of armor. Not really going to fancy the poke back in. No kit. Yeah, might as well get out of here.
No reason to reaggress. Jasmine might hold a little bit longer to potentially get an exit frag, but as it stands, just going to save the A1S.
Cynic's coming down? There's a rifle right in front.
There must be something there.
Yeah, they want the extra gun. Cynic's come down to retrieve it, so they are going to have 2 rifles taken through to the next.
It's not too bad.
And they should be fine to get away from the bomb. I'm a little nervous. No, all good.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you get the AK, you get the A1S, but the thing is, that was a force buy on the side of Nouns, so do you force up around the 2 rifles is the question. I'd say no, and probably go for an eco on the other 3 players, but we've seen Nouns get very aggressive with those buy-ups.
Yeah, no, they've won the force buy wars. It's always, as soon as you string 2 rounds back-to-back.
It's done, yeah.
Victory achieved.
It's just what the 2 rifles say,
All good.
Maybe.
The only investment of this round is 1 P250 to be dropped over to Cxzi. That is the entirety of it.
Yep.
They'll dig up the other 2, but those were saved through from the last players. So there's still fangs in this round. I mean, we've seen very little can turn into a whole lot if one pick goes the wrong way. Boltz, though, starts it off strong here for Imperial as they look to find their 4th round.
Boltz tapping away here towards the B site. As you mentioned, George already falling by the wayside. VINI exposed here, double peek, and there's Jazzpimp dropping him to dirt. There's an upgrade available should someone need it, and bwills gets the trade onto boltz. There we go, rifles against rifles now. No more pistols required on the Nouns side. The thing is, Imperial have read this. They've realized the A site is free and clear for the taking for now, but the rotation is so very quick here on Overpass, so Nouns should be able to get some presence at the very least to meet the forces of Imperial.
Oh, there's a lineup on the planter. Cello down for the count. That wasn't even the bomb. It's all fallen to just one man. He's got the space. He's got the first kill. He's brought through so many clutches for this team to keep them fighting.
This bathroom's presence is so key.
Yeah, Jazzpimp should have the blindside shot as Fallen comes around. He knows that has to be the play. That has to be the awareness. And now the bullets will confirm it for him. But what can he do? A flashbang to try and get out, but while he's setting up the nades, that's when Cynic chooses to strike. And again, the unpredictable rounds. Neither side can get clean. Neither side can pull away. Nouns are right back in it.
No one's getting that foothold, and that was even better for Nouns, right? Because they didn't invest into the round. They just had those 2 saved rifles, and they keep the rifles in their hands, and of course are able to buy up fully into this one. Imperial have enough money, so here we go again. 4 AKs, and Fallen has to have something more than the Glock, right? That's not his only weapon.
Glocks!
There's no way.
I mean, it's fine. He's not in end-map Fallen stage yet. He's happy to give the guns over to his teammates.
I mean, but get a P250.
Well, you know. Doesn't matter if he loses 2 teammates right off the rip.
Yeah,
I guess no long presence.
I guess there's a gun on the ground now, but anyway. Look, 5v3, good push up there by Cynic and George, tag teaming a couple of frags. Now VINI is going to try and gain the space back. He goes in towards Party. Jazzpimp will go down to boltz, who takes a lot of damage to the engagement. That's all the way over at construction. A nade sails through. They're trying to finish off boltz, but he's just hanging in there.
Look at this pulling the
another
rotation, though. This is awkward. George is in towards heaven. They've just seen one player, and they've completely sold out for it. Need to get back up top. George is going to realize it a bit too late, but the damage coming from boltz, the time that he has wasted in this position, it's down to a 2v2. What a recovery here for Imperial. And that, I mean, that really comes to boltz. He gets 2 of those kills, but frankly, the third should probably be attributed to him as well. Just, they can't dig him out. It's like trying to pry a tick from your skin. They cannot get rid of him in that spot.
It's unbelievable. 2 nades sailed in his direction, and he just kept on staying alive.
George can correct the record, though. Fallen's going to come around, and oh my goodness! What a shot from Fallen. I said he's not in late map form just yet, but apparently Inferno ran long enough that we're just getting perma. Fallen activation. Cxzi. He's looking for this duel. A 1v2 now with Fallen, with the legendary captain of this squad, but it's Cxzi who triumphs this time.
Wow. What a play from Cxzi. Getting the 2K there for his squad in the 1v2 clutch. I think it was 3 on the round for him, and unreal stuff. This continues to go back and forth. I mean, Imperial challenging to the very end there, but unfortunately for them, it's not able to come to fruition. So, I mean, the bomb plant is there, so it's possible to invest a little bit into this round, but look at the play. Jumps on top of Dumpster to get it. He's excited, pumped up, ready to rock here as Nouns have tied things up 3-3. And the mentality still seems to be good here on the Nouns side, despite losing that first map. They still look like they're in good spirits and feeling strong.
Yeah,
Overpass. I was worried about that, honestly, for them.
Didn't get a chance to chat with the team, but some of the journos here were saying they were all smiles in the map break, so mentality reset. They know they're the underdogs here. They know everything they do is glorious. The USP, certainly that. Cynic was left to pull out his pistol for a whole long while there, and this one's going to be clean. The money's going to build up. Nothing doing for Imperial, so it seems like we're out of the woods of the Force by Wars. We're out of the mess. Nouns, they did their laundry. They're looking spotless now. They washed their square sunglasses. Cruising. You know what they need to do? You need to get those square sunglasses, but with like the you know, blue light filter lenses, gamer glasses,
yeah,
and then just wear them while they play.
Match the aesthetic of Semphis.
Yeah, well, I mean, that might be a little too intimidating for their opponents.
Imperial
competitive advantage.
Bit of a weird buy here, Mike. They got a couple of hero rifles, one of them an AK, one a Galil, and the rest of pistols. The rest are pistols, excuse me. So we'll see how this pans out for them. I mean, sometimes they found success in these types of situations, so why not try it? And they're going to send 4 players up short A.
I've seen everybody on this team pick up the hero rifle at this point. Everyone except VINI. VINI's just... he's too nice. He's always going to let someone else have a turn.
Generous.
Her opener with just the tech nine, and look at all the space that they've gained. This round could upset the apple cart once again. Fallen flies in, the difference maker here. He won't be able to survive further, but a 3-on-3, the bomb ticking away. This is a disastrous situation for Nouns to try and recover, and look at the backstab from boltz. boltz, the rifle picked up, the hero gun, he's wrapping. And a little bit of tapping may be necessary, but it's on the cards. There's utility here for the defense. boltz makes a ton of noise. Okay, that was the major threat in the round. Now the util can be used to section out long. They know where VINI is. They know where he is. And there's plenty of time for that defuse. One more bullet out from VINI, and it could have been an entirely different story.
Sigh of relief there for Nouns because it got very scary for them. So much util. The smokes were just in their faces. Jazzpimp, gets overloaded by the Tech 9 from above, and then eventually Nouns are able to fight their way back into the bomb site, get the retake, and pick up a 5th. So they're starting to separate a little bit away from Imperial with 3 rounds in a row. Make that 4 rounds in a row now on the Nouns side.
It's really 4. My goodness.
Yeah.
Quite the rally.
It's 3-1. Tilly being exchanged here. George taking damage, the brunt of it here. down to 23. Cxzi spamming through the smoke, just hoping to connect to some targets, but nothing doing just yet. Imperial are just biding their time. They got a couple of players in the tunnels, 2 towards party, and now boltz and Cxzi are engaging, and boltz has to walk away from that one.
Look at all of this room afforded. boltz is going to listen to the bops over here. It's what, like the Portal soundtrack, I think, sped up?
Something like that, yeah, that's right.
Well, we're not going to listen to the beats. Come on, let's spectate boltz. Let's listen to the beats just a little bit more. Someone's worried about a copyright strike.
I mean, it's Valve's music, so there's no copyright.
Well, out of the club, they will emerge into the sunlight. The blinding sun. And the clock has been their foe many a time. 35 seconds. Time management's been a concern. Here comes the poke. Cxzi's got some info. He gets tagged. A lot of damage, actually. 25 seconds, though. This is going to be the exec, and everything's still here to play with for Nouns. Nade's going to start to sail out. Imperial needs to get on the site. They're getting stymied. They need this plant. 18 seconds. If the bomb planter goes down, what could happen? Chaos on, but they cannot deny the bomb. So here comes the space. Here comes a massacre, and Fallen is connecting with that AWP. Now all of Nouns are committed into the fray. They've all dropped on down, and Fallen dancing around the pillar will continue to make his influence felt. Imperial close the gap to just 1.
It's incredible that Imperial go into that post plant with 4 players and don't lose a single body in an even round at 4v4. Unbelievable work on their side to drop the bodies, keep their economy flowing, and put Nouns into potentially a bit of a tough spot here should they lose this next round. But here we go. Cynic gonna have the big green, Jazzpimp on the UMP, and Cxzi settling for a deagle. So it's not the best of buy-ups, but at least their utility is full.
Peru. The tenacity from Fallen. The form he's showing here with everything on the line. Just feels like he's undeniable when he's playing like this.
Yeah.
You're not going to keep him away from Rio. You're not going to keep him away from the home crowd. Cynic, though, would like to keep him away from this round win. And he will not be able to do so. Not to be denied is Fallen. Forcing his way on through, and look at the posturing from Nouns. They've got no one, eh? Heavy connector presence. Oh boy, Fur. Dropped. Nothing more. This kill towards connector. This could be huge, but VINI at least gets himself the 1. And the chase here for Cello. Okay. Advantage denied in a big way. Cello taking a lot of damage back. But Imperial did not capitalize on the ground that was available to them. They didn't realize how much space there was towards A. And the defense now for Nouns will split.
1 on each site, but Cello's on notice at 11 HP. He will likely try to go in. No, actually, no, he's by his lonesome. So George is going to have a fight on his hands, too. The full HP player's coming around this corner. boltz spots him out. George has to run for cover, and he won't survive. He is dropped. Cxzi, the last one standing with only the deagle in his hands. Pushing up, eats a nade down to 57. Delivers the same to Fallen, but he's the one that's in the worst situation, given that they're 2 men down, and Cxzi decides to pull the plug. Maybe he can recover a rifle somewhere.
Yeah, this seems to be a mission. Off to get a gun. Off to get something. This one, they'll let fall by the wayside. The scoreline will be knotted up 5-5. And Nouns, I mean, this was the concern, right? When we were looking at this series from the get-go, we were saying, could be 3, but Inferno likely needs to go to the way of the Nouns. They couldn't close there. They couldn't seal the deal, and now it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
To make it 3. Cello!
Oh, no!
Doesn't find Cxzi. The op survives. No scope enough to secure that gun at the very least, but it's precious little to take into the next.
Yeah, 9 map points, Mike. 9 map points slipped away from Nouns on Inferno. Just unreal. But they just have to forget about that.
Yep.
They have to focus on Overpass, and I mean, they've already impressed here with their back and forth resilient play. Now, though, They've been relegated down to only the pistols, aside from the option saved by Cxzi, and he is going to hang on to that. Has been known in the past to be very strong with the op, and there he goes, winning the duel up against Fallen. Backs off immediately.
He can certainly be a difference maker with his big green.
Yes.
There's fire in his hands and a little bit of fire out on the server right now. Still, Imperial are adjusting, reading the presence of the AWP and saying, well, let's go where it's not. And in fairness, here you've got a single Deeg and a whole lot of Uspases. Try and lock you out of a sight. No armor to speak of, no utility whatsoever, and what might soon be a mop-up. George gone. Kills found. Cynic unable to uppercut, and at this point, they should consider saving the op.
Yeah, honestly, that was just a nice flick from boltz. Then he gets the nade frag as well, and ooh, Cxzi counting his lucky stars that he's able to get away from that, because I don't think, well, maybe Jasmine would have been able to retrieve it. He would have been okay, but still better to get away and still have another player standing as an insurance on that op. Wow.
Great response from Imperial, though. I mean, on Infernal, we saw a lot of this where if the initial pick came against them, even against lesser buys, they sort of had analysis paralysis. They'd freeze up. They'd waste so much time off the clock that by the time they executed, they were so much more vulnerable to just the pistol plays. Not the case so far in Overpass. You lose that initial pick, you process, okay, there's one op, it's here, go there. Sounds simple. Seems straightforward, but in the high-pressure scenarios, comms can get chaotic, confusion can seep in.
I think it also has to do with comfort level on the map, right? I think Infernal a lot less comfortable than they are on Overpass on the Imperial side, so that's probably having an effect as well on their assertiveness and comfort going for these types of hits. All right. Well, Imperial have retaken the lead now, 6-5 in their favor. Nouns going to bring the guns to bear, and here comes the early Molotov, immediately defused by Imperial because they want to take that space quickly and prevent Nouns from getting too aggressive. Cynic's already backed off in towards Connector, and he ends up posting himself up, likely at long A with that AWP. Fur tossing a flashbang on forward, and the space is here for Imperial to take because of that good utility usage in the early round.
Cynic's out long has been a problem for them, but he's pretty alone. And this is a tough spot to play solo dolo. Frequently you see players play around the planter so that they can shot and drop. Here it's... Drop with no shot. The reposition coming into the nick of time. That could have been punished. Fallen knows he probably should have had that one. A run boost was to try and get around that angle and realized the angle was free for the taking. So timing... getting a bit awkward there. But I think Cynic is going to be very happy to live.
Yeah, decidedly so. Especially with that shot ringing out. Saw his life flash before his eyes.
Or I guess before his butt in that situation.
Yeah. True. 32 seconds left, time ticking away on the clock, and Imperial have to make the execute now. They're going to move in. Spacing on the flashes is good, and Cxzi's waiting though at sandbags, will punish for only one. Great work from Cello and boltz, and this site is under their control.
Oh, that's the bomb. That's the bomb drop. They have to cross it. They don't succeed. Cynic back on the angle. They don't have util to push them out. If there were a nade here, a Molotov, oh my goodness, the health is dire. But it is a 2-on-2, and I don't know if Nouns are going to be willing to give this one up just yet. Repositioning coming in here, Fallen going all the way around the world without a kit at this point, having not already made the move, John. I don't know if they fancy the chances.
There is a kit down.
Too far away.
Yeah, but it's so far away, and oof, it just connected on one more. Probably would have gone for it, but with only 34 HP combined, they say, you know what? Let's just save what we got. The money is not great at all, and the rest of our team won't be able to buy up much. The thing is, with Cxzi at 3,100, they might opt to go for a little more than just the pistols. I mean, Cxzi can buy a couple of MAC-10s. Not MAC-10s, MP9s.
It would be tough to buy MAC-10s.
On CT side,
that would be truly impressive if you found a way to do that. Puts in the Konami code, boom, MAC-10 pops out.
Break the game.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start.
That's right, I think. Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's ingrained in my brain.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, go find an arcade cabinet somewhere and try it.
Oh, Cxzi's gonna go for double op, Mike. Interesting.
So they do invest in. They invest a lot in, and George with the SMG, it's the pistol that'll find one. Jasmine collected elsewhere, but that's gonna funnel all the presence in towards A. Cynic tied up with the AWP. His position might be revealed here in a moment. They're spamming through. They may not realize he's still tied on. It's chaos in the bathrooms. And Imperial, they'll take a beat. Oh,
It's a
Cynic under pressure, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. bwills the next hurdle to overcome, but it's into an even situation, a 3-on-3. The double op now up for Imperial, a Krieg as well. It's all scopes all the way through. VINI was a noted Krieg abuser back in the day, the glory days of this rifle. Mostly it's been about his teammates rolling back the years, but this could be his opportunity.
Cxzi sees the smoke bloom. Molotov lands at his feet. Now an op-v-op duel between himself and Fallen. Perhaps no. Fallen is not going to be the one to take him down. In fact, VINI comes around the corner, and now Cxzi finds the bomb. He's going to cheer around the corner again, gets a second one for himself up against Fallen. Here's the duel we were waiting for. Let's see if Cxzi can win it again, and he does. The no-scope through the truck, and there you have it. They are back on the board, bringing this within 1 round.
Massive play from Cxzi. They were pushed to the brink. Such an investment into this round, and he justifies that secondary AWP. That's the star power. That's what we've been hoping to see all tournament long. And it's coming in the moment where they need it most.
Ooh, I would almost say give Cxzi the op again. I don't know.
Cynic's been good with it.
He has.
Cynic's been good with it, but there is that
feels
special
like
something.
There's that element of, I don't know, like star power when Cxzi has it in his hands.
A little bit of Stardust, a little bit of Fairy Wings. But as it is now, they'll go back into their more prepared setup. 4 players in towards B, just the connector presence here in the form of Jazzpimp, but at least for now, Imperial are not taking any space towards A, so this could work out. This could pay dividends. Nade in, puts Cello on notice, firing through, information spot. Can Jazzpimp capitalize? He's waiting for them to come around the angle. A boost up for boltz. Is anyone watching this? No. No. A freebie there. Cynic down for the count. Jasmine's been collected, so now the rotations are available as well. Everything is coming up. Roses for Imperial. Just 2 players remaining, and they are on towards B, to be fair, but so many options for Imperial, and the bomb's going to begin its rotation. The off's retrieved at least. That's salvage, but at this point, it might be like trying to salvage pieces off of a sunk ship.
I think boltz might be able to even take those 2 guns out of their hands. Just waiting around this position for someone to get a little lackadaisical with their movement.
Lackadaisical, you say?
I do.
Well, who's lacking the daisies now? It's boltz. Caught unaware, and that might just secure these guns, though VINI. And he's still thinking about it.
Pondering. Well, suffice to say, regardless, the outcome will be Imperial taking this half 8-6. It is still so very close here.
The problem is, when you have these kind of contentious rounds in the first,
Yeah.
can fast get away from you in the second, though Nouns have shown some serious grit and determination.
Oh, yeah. If anything, Mike, they've shown they deserve to be here at the 2-2 stage.
Certainly, and certainly to be here on the road to Rio, a team that surprised us when they qualified out of the first North American qualifier.
Yeah.
Making it through, showing great form in doing so, and from there they've only improved. They've only built upon that success, and this feels like it's just the start of their journey. But will that journey continue along this path? This map might determine it. This last round could be the key. It's a decent buy, at least, to show us what they got here, but only 1 more in defense. And a fast play from Imperial. They're throwing the change-up pitch. They want to just go for the knockout blow. Cello already in. Flashbangs are good in response, and the kill will fall for Cxzi, but the trade is instant. bwills so blinded, still holds the line. It's messy, a 3-on-3, but bwills changes that. It's his turn for a hero play. It's his turn for a star turn. And VINI will dull that star. Dim it on down. 1:20. Plenty of time for Imperial. Don't even know what to do with all this clock. And it's VINI and boltz not often at the forefront of this roster. We're going to try and get the spawn planted down. Cynic's creeping out monster. Cynic's creeping on through. He's looking for this first shot, but he's got the AWP. That can be tricky, unwieldy to get around the corners. boltz holding for him, but there's the kill. All into VINI now. VINI low. VINI low. They're swapping guns, and VINI wrapping the kill. He's got them lined up. It's all VINI. A 9th round on for Imperial.
Wow, what a half. What a way to close out the half there for Imperial. Indeed, get the 9th, extend the lead to 3, and keep Nouns at bay for now.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
One more half is all that stands between Imperial and another step on their road to Rio. A fight, a ticket through to Sunday to try and battle out. And we do have the tiebreakers here, just so you know, because there are 3 teams Sunday that will be battling for 1 spot. The top seed will only have to get through 1. The bottom 2 will battle for even that privilege. If Imperial win here and Cxzi lose, Imperial have that top seed.
Yes.
If Cxzi win, Cxzi has it regardless. If Imperial loses and Cxzi loses, Pain take that honor. But right now, looking strong for Imperial. A 3-round lead as they head to their defensive half, and there's a lot of work to do here for the Nouns.
Imperial trying to be the second of the 3 teams that'll move on to tomorrow. Cello gets the opener here, then a second, perhaps a third. No, the trades are good here for Nouns, but a great flashbang is thrown, and Fallen capitalizes on his own flash to take down Cynic. He also connects on George to get him down to 21, and VINI's coming to support. Great headshot failed, and the final blow. The second pistol round also goes the way of Imperial. They are into double digits.
I can hear the cheers already starting up here. Cello starting to get loud. Noise coming through, and tension has to be on for Nouns. We already had to wonder at their resilience, at their mental at this juncture, having given up the lead over on Inferno, unable to close that out for so many map points. Now, they have to find their own never say quit attitude. They have to find their own reserve of energy. And this round, well, they're going to buy into it, but without a bomb plant in the last, it's limited. It's about the Deegs. It's about the Deegs here. It's about the headshots. And it's about a lot of space being given towards A. Imperial's giving them a lot of ground. They're going to play back.
Some presence. They got, well,
it's
short A,
Fallen.
Right? Yeah.
This could actually get very hairy. He's just got an SMG. He doesn't even really have smokes or mollies to slow this down. If they rock on through, you better hope that rotation is quick for Imperial, and well, Fur's already starting to come to address it.
Fur. Yeah, closing the space, and now it'll be a lot tougher for Nouns to find their way in towards the A site. But they have the util. They have a couple of flashbangs, 3 smokes to work with, and that Tech 9 can be very scary. It wouldn't surprise me to see bwills at the front of the charge there with the Tech trying to go in for some early frags. But 55 seconds left on the clock, and they are just biding their time towards long, being very methodical and clearing things out and trying to decide what direction do they go. Do they cycle back towards short A, or do they just full send it towards long? Fallen. Uh-oh, they're waiting a bit too long. Maybe Fallen's going to come to this angle. Perhaps that's what they want. Maybe they want to section off an aggressive player.
This is going to be interesting if he actually comes through. It's almost a backstab in action. Time getting short, 25 seconds. There's the first kill, though. Uh-oh, Fallen not able to capitalize. Now major pressure on for Fur. The rotation will begin, but it's not going to be here nearly in time, and Fur gets nothing. So this round, this forced buy round, is paying dividends, and Imperial aren't even going to contest it. They're backing away. They know they're locked out. They know they don't really have a real chance at this one. And that's Nouns on the board early in the second half.
Nouns' success in the forces is ridiculous. They're just so good at making it work with a limited buy-up every single time. You can never really doubt them. Yeah, it really is. It's just all that firepower that they have, the individual ability.
Speaking of explosion, this man is not having a lot of it. Kind of fizzling on this map. Burned through a lot of his energy on Inferno. Topping the board by a long shot, but not had the same success here. Was the T side on Inferno, though, where he really started to stack up the body. So we'll see if George can heat back up in half number 2.
10-7 now. And after winning the pistol, again, they lose the follow-up on the Imperial side. So the force buy wars have begun. Not too bad of a force buy for Imperial, though. It's going to be 2 MP9s, 2 A1Ss, and the UMP that they'll bring to bear. Utilities much lighter than on Nouns. So we'll see how this one works out for them. In the previous half, it was very back and forth before Imperial settled in for a little bit. Excuse me, it was Nouns that settled in first, and then Imperial towards the end of the half.
Everyone's settling.
Yeah. Chilling.
And Imperial gonna settle for a little site control, a little heavy presence towards B. But with a long presence from Fallen with just a UMP, I got a bit more information this time. Nouns have nothing, even at the fountain. Look at this aggression that they're expecting. Cynic watching to see if that push will come through. This is a read, but it's not a read that's necessarily paying off. Fur tucked in the corner. They have to start to become suspicious that this might be a bit of a trap. Just having seen nothing, no response.
This Molotov's going to get tossed for the corner. Fur's in trouble.
He is. Smoke's still up, but he will be dealt with. This gives them the chance to move up top if they want to. The spam is great. VINI with the trade, and well, this heads in towards B. They're in big trouble. 40 seconds. There's not a lot of time to spare here for Nouns. If they want to adjust, they need to go now. Otherwise, they just won't have the time to clear much of anything at all. 30 seconds on the clock. It does seem like they're going to redouble their efforts in towards B, and this is exactly what Imperial were hoping for. First kill found. boltz can't capitalize, but VINI is still dealing damage, especially now that Fallen's gotten activated out of construction. An upgrade even available. And this is becoming so very precarious. Bomb dropped down towards the sidewalk, all onto Jazzpimp. No time to spare. He has to get the shots, and they're not going to land.
Back and forth again we go here to kick off this second half, and just some assertiveness by Imperial towards the end of it. Was a 2v3, but they said, you know what, we're charging right out. 2 players on walkway, dealt the first blow, and then the last player just on an island. No chance at all to have more impact on that round. So here we go. Nouns Esports again, forced by, can't ever count them out. Remember, in 3 Tech 9s, a Deagle and an AK. Well, that seems like it's going to be a quick and aggressive pop here. Which site is the question? Jazzpimp already moving his way into connector, not wasting any time. The door's been blown off its hinges by an Imperial grenade. Jazzpimp now slows up the pace a little bit, but again, they are posturing towards B. Three flashes, 4 smokes available to them. And it looks like, Mike, they want to reset a little bit. They want to go back towards T-spawn. Didn't like the look of B.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
A full rotate at this point. I mean, based on what they saw in the last, maybe they're reading that Fallen was giving them a lot of ground, or was really isolated, rather. This time, he's not going to be so far forward in his posturing. It's back towards the site, and first close at hand. So it's a different look for Imperial, and, well, minute to work here. Let's see if they can find this first shot. Fallen just pops one and drops. Pops one and drops. Information gained. Maybe a third player will rotate up now. It seems like VINI's eager to do so. And the sign boost comes through. We saw this very effective against Team 1 yesterday. But the play from long, this could catch us off guard. Flashbangs could be good. A smoke from the CTs, though. Holds Nouns off. A bottle stop. Now everybody's here, and boltz is about to flank this out. He's feeling the first. Desperation station now. They're being overwhelmed. Bodies are dropping, but it's coming back the other way. Fallen survives. Ever the tenacious one. The bomb now dropped. The flank realized, and boltz takes it home.
Great timing from boltz coming in on that flank to support Fallen. Gets the last 2, and they are all smiles, cheering away here on the Imperial side. Happy with the result, and of course finding their 12th. 2 rounds in a row. They've stopped Nouns from forcing up, which means that they're going to be onto an eco here. 4 rounds also away from securing the series, Mike. They've taken the long road, Mike, to Rio, but
they can taste it.
Yeah.
The culmination of the dream, or at least the continuation of it. They've seen their old teammates book their spots. Now they want to join them. And VINI, he's looking to punch the ticket. Everybody getting in on this one. It's nothing doing for Nouns. Not a blemish on the other side.
Pretty straightforward. As mentioned, nothing brought into the round by Nouns. And actually, this is the first time out that Nouns have used. It's been so hectic back and forth that they haven't really had the opportunity to settle themselves down and talk things over. And now Semphis realizing that says, okay, guys, let's settle down here. Not out of this one yet. We're on to our bye, which is going to be a swing round here. Very critical juncture of this match.
Dude, seeing Semphis's forearms make my arms tired.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Guy's got muscles for his muscles.
Oh, yes.
Tension on in this one. The problem is, at this point, Imperial have the bank built, right? They've got all the utility in the world. Because they didn't lose anyone in the last, the op's not going to come out yet, so you don't have to contend with Fallen and the scope. But you do have to contend with a whole bevy of nades. Wherever you do try and move, Imperial are off the chain at this point. They can do anything they possibly want. So it's going to be connected presence out from Nouns. The door's been blown off. They have to be wary of a boost. The lineup is there for VINI, the damage not. So up the connector they will go, trying to catch a player off guard, but Fallen's already repositioned, anticipating this. He's posted outside the bathrooms. Fallen and Fur, again, working as the dynamic duo here. And Cello, perhaps up on the rotation fast, maybe just to set up nades for his teammates. But no, he's in the action. So well positioned here. Presence read by Imperial, but not the first kill. George, if he comes alive, that could be a difference maker for Nouns and an opener at the very least delivered. It's been so long since we've heard from George.
Yeah, only 4 frags up to this point, which is crazy considering he had, what, 35 on map number 1? It was a insane performance from him. Now, opening up this round, giving Nouns a not off-scene man advantage. And VINI's rotating around. They want to support this A site. Get 3 men on it. The thing is, Nouns are set up more towards the B site. They're going to pop out of
B
connector.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Full rotate, just
they have
boltz
one
in heaven.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't even have to face boltz. Bomb plant's going to come through here. Smoke's going to come in towards heaven. There's nothing they can do about this one. Spam is it. A boost up. Okay. Fallen gets one from construction. The bomb will eventually make its way through. 15 seconds to spare. Not a lot of margin for error, but here come the kills. They want the retake. Cynic is going to hang on. George, there's his second of the round. And suddenly Imperial are on the wrong side of this. Fallen already so far back. They're going to withdraw. An 8th round here for now. It's finally off of the pause. Getting something going here on the attack.
Imperial guessing wrong. Rotating to the A site, figuring that's where the hit was going to go. And Nouns did exactly the opposite. Pushing out from connector, right in through sandbags and on to the site proper. So there was a little bit of action at the beginning of that, right before the bomb goes down. But Nouns win the majority of their fights. And Jazzpimp also takes down Fallen. Even boltz can't save. Great shots come through. And Nouns have a little bit of life thanks to George awakening himself there with the 2K.
There was a bank built up. There's a world where they justify the investment back in, though a conservative approach might say save 1.
They should be able to buy a mic.
But yeah, there's a fair amount of cash available. Okay. One saved gun would make it better. Just saying.
Yeah, they're good.
But they're going.
Yeah,
they're going.
The save guns, yeah, you're right. Would have been important to give yourself a little bit of more of a cushion in terms of economy, but now they're down to their last dollar, and in Fallen's case, $0 left.
Who needs them?
Yeah.
All Fallen needs are the bullets in his AWP. And all Cello needs is a lot of control towards the playground.
It's huge map control.
A lot of space. It's the change-up from Imperial. Last round, heavy B presence rotated off at the late. Now they take a lot of space for the early warning system, and they've shifted Fallen on that AWP. He's playing short.
Nouns can't get out of this without being spotted. I mean, connectors being watched. You got Cello all the way at playground watching the exit from T-spawn in upper tunnels, and yeah, they're trapped. It's a perfect read from Imperial.
Theoretically, could just go Fountain and avoid him.
Possibly.
But the backstab potential would be massive, and now with some presence being felt towards Fountain, it's just Cynic maybe trying to pull a little bit of a response. Cello will have heard this, and here's the response. Okay, Fallen moving up top. So it's actually worked. It's actually worked exactly as they drew it up, exactly as they were hoping for. The AWP moves up. They have the player poking back out of connector, so Fur won't even be in position to rapidly respond on towards this B site, but having seen nothing, Fallen heads back down. So the window may be closing.
Yeah, it's already closed.
They're right back into their comfortable spot, and now look at Cello pressed forward. This flank is going to be so quick. This hit has to be instant. Otherwise, Cello is going to dismantle it. The bomb could even get caught here. I think it's around the corner. The kills start to come in, but it's a melee. All 10 players here. And the numbers starting to thin fast. Advantage, at least for the moment, for Nouns. And Fur, oh, he might be about to be caught. No! Comes out on top with bwills, but it's all on to Fur. Bomb planted in his face. A nade to chase as well, trying to keep him off. Bit of desperation there from Fur. Trying to get the lucky spray, hoping to catch the timing. And he will find the first, down to the 1v1, but Cynic is good for it. The line is held. Nouns hang on here, and with that, the CT economy will be shattered.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I mean, the window of opportunity closed on having to deal with pretty much the entire Imperial squad, but they still managed to get it done. Molotov thrown for toxic barrels, then the flashbang and the smoke as well isolated that player very effectively, and once Nouns got onto that site, the trades were just phenomenal. And Fur, even though he gives himself an opportunity at the 1v1, it's a great little peek at the end. to ensure that Nouns will get that 9th. They are 1 round away from finding double digits, making things very scary for Imperial, who are only on to pistols. A 5.7, a P250, a Deagle, and nothing else purchased into the round. Jazz Pimp has a bullet with Cello's name on it and delivers it right to his dome, and that's going to make it a 5v4 in favor of Nouns. As the A site, well, it's completely vacant, Mike. Just a stack on B. 3-man stack. To look over.
Boost.
Yeah.
A cheeky boost, but based on the bomb lean, a boost that Nouns are not terribly interested in discovering. They're going to look to leave at the very least. Cynic sees nobody in connector. No one whatsoever, other than his teammate. bwills can be a scary customer, you know. But for now, slow, steady. That's going to find Nouns onto a clear site.
So quiet.
It's peaceful.
It is.
Turns out that when people aren't always shooting guns, this park, very pleasant. Relaxed. Calm.
Yeah.
Not for long, though. Bomb's just been planted.
Chilling out here.
You knew after what we got in the first map that this was going to have to get interesting.
Absolutely.
Even with the lead that Imperial found, even with the bank that they'd built up. Couldn't just end this series in a one-sided affair. Where'd be the fun in that?
Cynic. Waiting for contact. Here's all the footsteps. He could get overloaded here, and no, he's good for 2. Jazz Pimp supports, and that's going to be that. bwills finds the last frag, and there it is. Nouns do indeed secure a 10th. Double digits found, 3 rounds away from tying this one up.
Smiles creeping back onto their faces.
I don't think they've disappeared ever.
No.
They really have had a good mentality here. I mean, George is stone-faced. It's just the way he plays, but everyone else has stayed positive.
Does seem to be that way. Again, a situation of the difference in the pressure on these two sides, right? I mean, FNX's face
FNX.
tells the story.
Yeah.
Elimination is a terrible prospect for Imperial. Meanwhile, for Nouns, they're already playing with house money. Realistically, they have done everything they set out to do, and they're looking for more. Just a world of difference. It's like watching the introduction to a movie and watching a different one that's nearing the end. Entirely different places in their careers. Flashbang, gonna come over here. Utility starting to sail on in. Oh my goodness, boltz looked like he had the lineup, but instead one to the dome.
It's a change-up pitch.
He's Gonzo. This faster play is working, but VINI steps up. VINI has been a big piece here on Overpass, and that might just have been enough. It's only the construction presence now. The bomb dropped. 2 players here. The shadows revealing, and VINI continuing to lay down the law.
Oh my goodness, the change-up pitch thrown by Nouns, going for the quicker play towards the B side. At first, it looked like things were going well, but VINI from pit just unable to be taken down, delivers 3 frags, and then the round was just tilted right on its head. As you mentioned, the 2 players from construction were isolated. They knew they were there and took them down. So another timeout's going to be called by Nouns. They do have the money to buy up again here, but they're running out of rounds. 14-10 for Imperial.
This might just be it.
Mm-hmm.
This might just be it on the rally. A strap being discussed. One more dialed in from Semphis. From his lips to their ears. And those ears, well, it's what's between them that's going to matter.
Loss bonus only at 1,900 into the next round here. 4 Nouns. It's going to say if they manage their economy carefully, they can ensure a proper buy-up in the next round. Need lighter utility, but at this point, you're not thinking about that. You want to win this round right here and give yourself the best chance at finding it. Cxzi tosses a couple of flashbangs over into construction. boltz going to do the same from Canal into Monster.
At least
As
for
it
now,
stands, both teams still at a stalemate. George comes right on back to Monster, spamming through the smoke. And there is a connection, but not for George. It's on to him, taking him down to 73. He's not too worse for the wear. But as it stands, Imperial, with this heavy presence on the B site, 3 players committed to it, have not yielded any space.
And a little bit of ground's being taken out by Fountain.
Yes.
Nouns haven't favored this methodical A control as much as we saw from Imperial in the first half. But it is a powerful tool, especially when Imperial have been prone to playing light here. This won't be that round. We have Fern Fallen. Fallen locking down long. Without the AWP, to be fair. There's vulnerability here. With 45 seconds, Nouns are going to need to start to take some more ground. It's about Fur. He's the big piece. Fallen. Try and play off of him, but no, they're funneling down. Okay. In towards B they go, and with only 30 seconds, that'll have to be the commit. That'll have to be the call. It's a good setup for Imperial. boltz finds the first. The trade is 1-for-1, but VINI was the guardian of last round, and now he's going to try and secure this one as well. He does exactly that. VINI dancing about, dropping the bomb. 15 seconds and just 1 man remaining. bwills down for the count. Series point is on deck. 3-2. Point is on deck. A chance to fight on Sunday. A chance to make your dreams happen here for Imperial.
Now Nouns have to do the exact same thing that Imperial did to them on Inferno, and with a buy-up that's not going to be nearly as good. 3 Tech-9s, a Deagle, and a Galil with their lives in the road to Rio on the line. They are just going to push up and take the space into Monster. Maybe a quick hit on the line. Here come the flashbangs. boltz tosses the incendiary up. They're trying to charge on through. boltz, it's actually VINI, no, to get 1. Cxzi and George come back for a couple. This is the space opened up. They're so low on HP. Cello could punish in such a big way here, but so far the overload strat is working. But no, the nade connects. Cxzi's drop. Cello gets bwills. Only Cynic left.
Only 1 man remaining. A 1v2 required. That bomb not planted yet, and Cynic cannot finish them off. Imperial survive. Imperial thrive. A comeback and a dominant second map. And the champions of Brazilian CS, the legends of the game, continue their bid to represent their country on home soil.
The music continues to play, Mike, and the last dance lives on here on the road to Rio.